My back! My back!
We've got into it and we've already fucked it up.
We've already fucked it. But hey, we're just going to let it ride. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Slalt Cast. I'm your host, Dan, and I am joined today by the illustrious, the blurred background, but it's a white wall so you can barely tell. It's Kobe. Oh, he just cummed. Also joining us today, the man who got us cancelled. it's Joseph.
Welcome, mein Führers. That's how I got us cancelled last time. So
no.
let's do it again.
And rounding out the quartet, we have we have the one who we've got is in a different time zone, and
that was me.
The start time. We have Caden.
I missed it by, half an hour? Oh, no, 15 minutes. That's better than normal.
I think there was a channel point prediction for greater or less than 10 minutes.
Fuck.
But yeah, so for those who don't know, we record the Slalt live every other Wednesday. I think we might have missed a week or two in there.
It's been a couple Wednesdays.
Yeah, there was a couple of weeks we missed.
It's been quite a few.
But yeah, what's been happening, boys?
Nothing really. I've just been
a lot and not a lot at the same time.
Yeah, I've just been
okay.
around.
Show of hands, who's gotten COVID? Hey, 50%. That's pretty good.
Fucking dickheads, dumb idiots.
You high five the wrong way. No, you had it.
No,
then you lost it. Caden's on the wrong way.
The other way. The other
Joseph
way.
was right.
Joseph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For audio listeners, youtube.com/CX exclamation mark lowercase q.
What the fuck? Why are you gonna make it like that?
Yeah, come on, Dan. Shut up.
I'm sorry. What's COVID like?
You know what? It's not as bad as the people think. Take a couple of horse tranquilizers, you'll be right.
Too easy.
Dewormers.
Dewormers.
I think you take it. I think you
He's
take the
doing
wrong
horse
thing.
tranquilizers to not feel.
I am
That's
immortal.
It's shithouse. It was terrible. I was fucked for at least 5 days. I was pretty fucked.
I only had a day. I had like a day and a half of like just my body ached. I had like cold sweats and like just short breath, and I was a little dizzy, and then I was fine. Like honestly, it felt like I was out of quarantine by day 4. I was just chilling.
I was by probably day 5 was when I started feeling like getting back to a little bit of normality. But the first 3 days, I was sort of really bad body aches, fatigue, like I could barely get out of bed. So I didn't get a sore throat till the end. I got a head cold at the end.
And the sore throat was unrelated. That was a visit from COVID.
I never got a sore throat. I only really had like, it felt like I had something in my throat, but I never really had
Once again, that was a visit from Kobe.
You know, it was Kobe's visit time.
Yeah.
Kobe's special time, we call it.
Hey.
Yeah.
I was cooked. By day 5, I was kind of alright, but I'm still tired. I'm exhausted. I've been.
Is that just because you're back at work though,
week.
and you're having to commute?
It's probably a bit of that. No, but like even at work, like I'm falling asleep by like 1 o'clock. Like I get back from lunch, I'm like, well, I'm cooked.
Oh,
And
you know how
even
hard it is
then-
to like not get into bed when it's like right there. I'm like, I just
Yeah,
get a bowl
yeah,
of
that-
pasta, and I'm like, ooh, I can have a nap.
Yeah, that could be an issue.
How many like have you guys been in isolation more than once, or has it been the kind of thing?
There was a whole like 3-month lockdown between the last like this and the last episode.
Oh shit! Was
I
it?
was still working in it though.
I was, but I was at
like,
home.
Same.
with some of us, like we had like a few different isolations. So like Summer and I had to isolate. We almost had to isolate because a few of our mates got COVID. So then a few of our friends were close contacts, and then afterwards they finally got it. So once they got out, they then had COVID, so then went back in, and then we went back into ISO. So me and a couple of mates, like Logan and Zane and all that, like were in and out of ISO for like a couple of weeks, which was kind of annoying. Because it was like as soon as you'd get out, and then you'd go with a mate, or you'd go out like for a drink.
You were going with the mate, were you? Hey.
Hey. It was kind of annoying more than anything. It was like because
It was destructive.
the whole it was just the whole close contact thing if you've been with a close contact for like more than 4 hours. Like before, when it wasn't that, everyone was close contacts, and then it was just.
It's so funny in New South Wales now. It was like only this most like kind of recent outbreak where they've kind of just said fuck it. Like before, if you got like a case alert in your location history, it was like fuck, I have to isolate for 3 weeks and like kill my family. And and now it's more shocking if you don't get a case alert when you go somewhere.
Well, when I was working at Liverpool, like so if one person at the start got COVID, the whole floor would be off. But I was literally talking to someone that had COVID, and it was like, yeah, maybe do a test. Like, yeah, you could if you want.
If you get symptoms.
If you really want to, you don't have to.
Yeah, get a test. I'm like, all right, cool. I was like just having like a casual chat with this person who has COVID right next to me. But and like no one had to, like the only person that would have to isolate with this particular person was that had to as a close contact was the person sitting right next to her. So even the people like behind her, which is the same length, I want to point out, as the person next to her.
But it's the angle of the dangle. You know how big.
Yeah. Even though we're sitting like this way, and the other person's sitting that way. Like,
and you like turn around to talk to people like frequently. I imagine.
Yeah,
it's all about who's going to catch the spray, really.
Yeah.
That was. Well, I got it from. I got
me. I often catch the spray because I'm not a quitter.
Hey.
Spitters are quitters.
Let's change the subject because I reckon let's not talk about COVID for like
I'm over
minutes into this.
We have to do like every podcast.
Let's change the subject.
I actually really want to know what the fuck has been going on with everyone because I don't think I've spoken to any of you for so long.
But we'll start with who's put on weight and how much.
The numbers are scary, so I don't look. I just know there's 3 of them.
I'm dangling around the 100 kilos.
Hell yeah.
Shoot. Well, are we going to set it from the start of 2020 lockdown, or are we going to start it from last year's lockdown? Because
the beginning of 2020 is a different time.
Because between March 2020 and now, there's a good probably 10 kilos, 15 kilos.
From March 2020 to now, I haven't changed.
Nice food. Lots of nice food.
Well,
no, it's not that. It's not that. I've tried going on a diet, stuck to it, and then as soon as I came off the diet, put the weight back on.
Well, you had time to make up for it.
The whole point of a diet is like your diet becomes a lifestyle. You don't.
Yeah, you don't end the diet.
Yeah.
Well,
that's why you don't do a restrictive diet. You just do a diet that's a bit.
Yeah, I was doing a thing, and then I'm like, you know what? I can indulge in some nice food, and then I ate a bit too much and stopped going to the gym entirely. And then I broke my foot and then stopped going to the gym for my foot.
That was a year ago.
That was a year ago.
He broke his foot a year ago.
Yeah. And then I got lazy and didn't want to go to the gym. And then I started working 5 days a week during lockdown. And so I wasn't motivated to do anything except lie down.
It sucks. I started a bulk just before I got sick. And then I got into lockdown, so I started a bulk, and then
he continued the bulk.
So I basically continued to bulk.
Mate, the shred's going to be insane.
Bro, I'm going to come out looking like fucking Hugh Jackman. That's the one.
From prison.
I was like, who's hairy and big?
Who's hairy? Dan's doing a thing, but just
Dan's doing a thing where he's going to be like, look at my stand. I'm standing now.
Gag. It was a visual gag.
Yeah.
It was a dumb gag. You look like a fuckwit.
Yeah, I have a standing desk too. I don't brag about it.
Sounds funny when you say gag.
Well, that's another Kobe visit thing.
What the fuck has everyone been up to? Because I don't think I've spoken to anyone collectively in so long.
We played Minecraft.
I play games fairly regularly.
Yeah, but like
probably I've definitely haven't. Like I probably haven't turned my computer on in 6 months.
How's that PS5 been going, Joseph?
Oh man, it's been flogged.
It on in 4 months.
It is, no, that thing's been flogged. Just with like, because I got it. Well, I don't know if you can tell.
TV,
it's a newer TV. Well, it's our old TV that I just put up here because I was like.
So you got it. So you got another.
I got a handy down.
A hamdy down.
A handy down. Handy down.
You got a
handy down.
Knock on the window.
So yeah, I've been watching a lot of anime recently. So
did you end up starting to get back into Attack on Titan?
Yes, I watched season 1. But I also started in lockdown. Well, when I had COVID, I started Parks and Rec and Full
Great
Metal
show.
Alchemist Brotherhood.
But
So
you've already seen that. We watched half that season together.
Well,
half, not all.
I've seen Full Metal Alchemist
You
like
would have
3
seen
times. I've seen it
Yeah.
like 3 times. Well, Brotherhood, so 3 times. So I've been watching Brotherhood again.
What do you mean? Why wouldn't you just start the good shit?
Because no, I need to finish the things, and I want to finish Parks and Rec first because it's getting annoying now because I just want to end it. Like, I don't want to
It did
continue
go
watch
on a
Amy
bit.
Poehler do the same thing.
Yeah, when it started getting like, oh, this isn't a comedy anymore. This is Amy Poehler trying to see like how big she can make the show.
Well, I'm at season 6 now, and I'm kind of tired.
It's 6 of 7, isn't it?
Yeah, so
and
it's
7's
like
a short
the end
season,
now.
so it's like you may as well just push through.
And then like Chris Pratt's in it, and like
You can
I don't-
tell when he gets the Guardians money, but also when
Yeah.
he finds God.
yeah, you can tell because he's not as funny anymore.
Yep.
Because God makes you humorless.
Yeah, and he hates his firstborn.
Oh yeah, not God. I mean, Chris Pratt hates his first
yeah, no.
because he's disabled, I think, or
Well, we don't have to get into it too heavy. It was
Well,
just
no,
a
no,
joke. It was an offhanded comment I
well,
made.
well, that's the
was
reason he hates his first.
Anyway, Dan, what have you been doing?
I don't know, fucking nothing. I don't know.
Well, he doesn't
work
even
from
come out
home
anymore.
now. Hey,
Yeah,
I was
no,
going to come out
started it.
tomorrow night, and I'll not come out out of spite. No,
It's,
what do you
it's like
think?
it's like boys, we're gonna go to the pub, and then's like you just
Can't.
see like it's red,
Yeah, the
and then you
receipt
go-
comes up,
and then everyone's like, and then you have like all the boys, yeah, we'll go, and then you just at Dan, and he's just like, nah. It's like, oh,
No.
come
I
on.
come
Oh, it's
for
like, oh,
some
maybe, and then it's like,
things.
nah.
Yeah. If I say maybe, it's a no. But
Yeah, we know.
like I went to go karting the other day. It was fun.
When I had COVID,
Hey,
I woke up the next day. I'm like, am I hungover? I'm like, it doesn't feel like it. then I'm like, I didn't drink that much. It's like Sunday at night. I'm like coughing my lungs up.
COVID is the everlasting hangover that just goes around.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Dan. Continue now. You can continue.
Yeah,
You
No, I
working
don't
from
know.
home now? Aren't you doing
Yeah, full time. You done uni?
coding?
Yep. I sit in this chair and I code all day, and then the work finishes. I'm like, oh damn, I can't be bothered to play video games anymore.
Is it good work at least? Is it like an
Like-
internship or is it like a
Oh,
full
like proper job.
full-time
Proper job.
Nice.
It's good. The company
Hmm.
just got a fuck ton of money, so they pay me more than I deserve as the first year out of uni engineer. So I can't complain.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like good work. I don't know. It's boring
He's
though.
fancy.
Nah, he's doing very well, my boy.
I'm just
That's
glad to
right.
be done uni, honestly. Like,
Yeah, isn't everyone kind of wrapping up in uni now?
except for Blake. Fuck that
Except for
guy.
Blake, yeah.
and Jeremy, drummer of Southbound.
Drummer, Southbound drummer Jeremy.
What
Oh,
happened to your
Jeremy.
gig, Kobe? What's happening?
They moved a month.
It got postponed. We're talking about what we've been up to, Dan. Don't change the subject.
Look,
I don't know what Caden has been up to. Fuck me.
I was gonna go into like, what have you been up to? Southbound, but okay.
Nothing.
This is why we don't do the podcast anymore, people, is because we don't know how to transition.
Well, this is why we need to watch the show with.
So, Caden, what have you been doing?
He's in Arrested Development. I forget his name.
Army Hammer?
No, he's in
He is
Hannibal.
people. Yeah.
Wait. I'll be
Paul
back.
Dano looks like Kobe.
All right. Wait. We're
Give
getting
Joseph
there.
a minute. He's getting there.
Give me a minute. Give me a minute.
It
close,
does
he's
take a minute
close.
to get it up.
Jeffrey
He's about to get
Jeffrey Tambor, and he's in the show.
Yep.
Is
The
it
Grinch.
not transparent?
The Death of Stalin.
Trinity.
Oh, it's transparent. When
Meet Joe Black.
he becomes a parent who's trans.
Nice.
Oh, that's a
Thank you.
funny name for a show
it's
because
like
it's
a pun because
transparent.
it's transparent and it's also
But
transparent.
the issue is, I think he's been cancelled now, but
Doesn't
not for
surprise me.
transphobia, but for yelling a lot at his female co-stars.
That sounds
As
like
is,
But
as
he's
is life.
very funny in Arrested Development. So,
So, Caden, what have you
That's
been
awful.
up to?
so bad.
I've been busy. I've been working a lot and not a lot at the same time.
Hmm.
I'll have now 3 jobs,
Oh
which is
yeah.
great. I work at another smokehouse, which is great.
Smoking
Uh,
meats.
Cook and smoke meats.
Joe's
metaverse.
barbecue and foot massage.
I started working at an EB Games over Christmas, which was an
yeah.
experience. And I kept the job, which was nice. And on top of that, I organized tours and stuff for some bands, which is fun. That would have been good, but here we are.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of work recently, Caden.
Yeah,
Been flowing in.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
It's only Hillsong now. No, only Hillsong now.
Yeah,
They're the
only
ones
permitted
allowed.
if it's Jesus music.
Don't
You're a
get me,
church band, you're
don't get me
sweet.
fucking started, Matt.
If you're a church band, you're sweet.
Just say you hate abortion and the gays, and they'll allow it.
True, that is the criteria to be a
Scott
church.
Morrison will welcome you with open arms into
It's funny
into the
because
liberal government.
you think it's funny because you think that's a joke or like a roast.
No,
or
it's
they're
not.
very,
No, it's
very
the
serious
truth.
about it.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. That's the worst part.
Imagine not respecting rights.
Yeah, other than that, I've been pretty chill. Been going to whatever gigs that I can. Playing whatever gigs that I can. Had a lot more cancellations come up, which was a bit of a bummer, but fuck it, it is what it is at this point.
Joseph's been cancelled and he survived.
Yeah, true. It happens.
So did Louis C.K.
You see it.
He should, but he shouldn't
have survived.
He shouldn't have survived. That's
Yeah, but he made a funny joke about it when he came back.
yeah, but
Well,
like
then
when
all's
you wank
forgiven.
into a tree, when you
Exactly.
wank into a tree in front of a woman who didn't want that to happen.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta
but
pick
he made a
something
funny
other than
joke
tree.
about it when he came back.
Look, all like
Joseph,
okay,
I
he
don't think
didn't
you understand. All
he
is
made a-
forgiven after that. Afterwards, it's all
Everything's done.
forgiven. Right?
Well, at least he didn't like physically do anything.
Yeah, like
Okay,
Kevin
well, that's
Spacey,
the-
who's gay now.
See, that's the bar of Hollywood. It's like, well, at least he didn't touch her.
It
Like
shouldn't
that's
be
the bar we have to.
It shouldn't
No,
be
it's
the bar.
Gonna be the bar.
Well,
Men are trash.
Loz in the
Men are
chat
trash.
goes, EB Game staff party. What did that smell like?
Oh, fuck, that was time. That was a time. I hope that I don't get in trouble for this, because if I do, then that's fucked. But essentially, like, if you took like a year 10 disco and you shoved everyone into a pub, like in a private function room at a pub, and like made it Pokemon themed, that's what you'd get essentially. That was what it was.
Was it like when we were up there for your birthday and there was a furry con going on at the same time? Was it sort
No.
of like that vibe?
No,
No, I think you just want to go to a
no.
furry con.
yeah, I think.
Did we ever speak about that on the podcast, by the way? Did we ever speak about we were up the coast for Caden's birthday, and
I think
at the
we
same
did.
time there was a furry convention going on?
It was great. We saw
I
some
s-
fursuits.
Yeah, I
saw some-
feel
I
like
met my idol.
aren't they like smelly? Like they would be smelly.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be hot. Yeah.
I'm talking about the people, not the suits.
Oh no, yeah,
Both.
there were people that looked like they were wet, like 100% of the time they were wet, and not just a wet, moist even.
You know what? Like, it gives me like fat guy, long hair, but real thinning. Like thinning.
Mhm.
Like you can see the singles, but it hasn't been washed in a year.
Mm?
Like,
Mhm.
and so it looks like someone's been slicking oil in there.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
I've been sick thinking
Ooh.
about it.
Sag.
What did you say?
Why is Kobe checking the moisture of grown men?
I did have to check. You could just see it. It was
Yeah,
very
right,
visible.
buddy's walking up. The
was
furry
very
con just
cute.
yelling,
It's
taste
so
test, taste
right now.
test.
Oh, no, all he needs to do is like throw some like swipe some wind at him, like do like that, and you see like this like
Give him a
blood
towel.
out.
It's like water. It's like a water bending. All I have to do is that. There's so little force of wind, just like blows it away.
Probably his hair as well because it's so
Gross.
thin.
Yeah, God. we're making fun of
Garos. That is
people.
garos.
Yeah, I'm uncomfortable with the conversation.
Has any I don't know, has any life developments happened with you guys? Is anything
Hell yeah! I've started seeing someone.
Cap.
That's a lie.
Yeah.
That's a lie. I just
That's-
lied to everyone.
Stop the cap.
And you know what? You know what? You could have all believed it too.
No, I
I
didn't.
kind of did for 2 seconds there, and then I was like, wait a minute.
No, because I know you would have done something funnier than just say it on the podcast to announce that. I have
That
more
is true.
faith in
I
you
would've-
than that.
I'm thinking of like going back on a dating app that isn't about face value and like
Grinder.
finding someone, not Grinder. That is definitely face value.
Well, they're not looking
more
at your
penis
face.
value, actually.
Yeah.
I'd think, yeah.
Yeah,
And
penis value.
and not telling any of you ever. I think that'd be pretty fun. I think that'd be a funny bit.
Yeah. Sorry, let's rephrase what Kobe just said. Yeah, I'm just gonna go on a dating app.
No, sorry, and
That'll
start
be
seeing
funny.
someone. Start seeing someone and not tell any of you. I think that's a funny bit.
Isn't that kind of the thing you do? Isn't that what most people do?
No, but like get in a long-term relationship and it'd be like 2 years. You know?
That would be fucked up though if like you're
You
in a
could
relationship
show-
for 2 years and you don't bring her to any of like our friends' things.
Of course. But it'd be a funny bit.
I don't.
You could show me like you doing like things with her, and I still wouldn't believe you.
And
Because-
like I'm gonna say you should show us that when it happens. Like let's
I
take
want
the
to point
quick.
out because
Joseph's always so fucking horny, man. Joseph's just like, you could
But I
show
wanna-
me you doing things.
I want to
her.
point out, and I don't like.
Why'd you
can
say it
stop
so
me.
slowly?
No,
He
you
took
can
his time.
You can stop me
like-
if
They
this,
really wanted to
but
articulate.
You like you came out to us drunk, so I couldn't like, and that's a pretty obviously big life event. Like I couldn't
had to
imagine you
lube it
holding it in. I couldn't imagine you holding in a relationship for 2 years. Like I swear, the second like that you do anything, it's gonna be
And
like.
he'd be sitting
I've
around
never
us. Kobe's like, we should go to the pub, guys. We should go to the pub. And we're like, oh, no, I'm not feeling it tonight. Kobe's just like trying to get one drop of alcohol into his
So he
system
can say
tell
it.
us.
There's context to when I said it though, because I think it was Blake was like, yeah, kiss me, and I'm like, yeah, I'll do it, I'm bi, and I said it offhandedly, and then Joseph and Duggo were both like so invested, they like instantly they switched it and like, are you?
Well, you can appreciate
that's-
that's like a crazy thing to just like come
Is that
out
how
and
it
just drop.
happened?
Yes, that's
Because
how it happened.
what I remember was just basically you saying, "Yeah, I'm bi." It's like I don't remember the lead up to that, and then me and
There was a lead up, and I said a joke, and then you guys questioned me about it, and then I, like in my drunken state, I just admitted yes.
As you should.
Yeah, as I
As you-
should.
All
As
great,
you should,
all great
King.
things come out when you're drunk. That's how it works.
Anyway, instead of getting a girlfriend, I've started playing Dungeons and Dragons.
you've
Nice.
gone opposite to where you were.
Hey, you never know. He could
Trying
be a hot
ahead.
Dungeons and Dragons chick.
Yeah.
They're out there.
No, he's
I'm
going
sure
for
they
that
are.
Dragoosey.
and I could fly.
Dragoosey.
Jesus.
What is it like playing Dungeons and Dragons? Like,
It's fun.
Because obviously you do it virtually, right?
Yeah, this was.
What's it like to be that cringe?
But like, what does it entail for you to actually go out and do something like that? Because
go out and do something so filthy like that?
Like, what's it like to be
Dishonoring your
such a
family,
fucking
going out
nerd?
doing something like that? How fucking dare you?
what does it
How
take for you to just
fucking-
fucking fall so far from?
How lonely do you have to be to
Yeah,
start
Mom,
playing?
I can
Dungeons?
kiss
Crazy,
whomever
right?
I like.
Imagine
It's
playing Dungeons and
2022.
Oh, Dan, don't you start. You play Destiny Dungeons and Dragons. That's
Yeah,
that's worse.
season of the Redacted podcast. Follow me on Twitter for updates about that. Anyway,
That's
continue.
that's
Have a look.
is
You
it?
did
It's
it.
worse.
It is- no, it's worse.
That is worse. Yeah.
Yeah, but see, he has a girlfriend. He can afford to do these things.
Can he? And
No,
does he?
honestly, not.
Yeah.
I
We
was trying
don't
to make
know
him
if
feel
Brooke
better.
still exists.
That is true.
That is
I genuinely
true.
thought. Honestly, I thought
We have to pay the
they
actor
broke up.
back.
I thought they broke up for a significant time.
But it's just
And
there was a lockdown and none of us saw each other at all.
Well, somebody we know went up
I
the
saw
coast.
a lot of the boys because we were
like
me and
up
the
to Byron Bay.
and that's, I'm not bringing that. Don't yeah.
That's still New South Wales though.
It is true. Anyway, but I saw a lot of the boys. We were doing walks. I went on like 4 dates in lockdown.
Aren't you cool?
Smart.
They never went
Wow,
past the
fucking
first
brag
date.
about it.
They
Guess
never
what
went
I
past-
did? I worked and went home and cried.
I worked.
Look
as
at
well.
me, I'm Joseph. My life's happy. Shut the
I
fuck
think
up.
we all worked. So
Yeah, everyone except Caden.
I know. I worked. I
Oh,
worked.
did you?
I had,
Oh, but no,
I had
you
3
guys didn't
jobs. One's gonna cycle through at least.
We're gonna get a shift some point.
That was the whole point. I was like, fuck it. If I go into lockdown, I've got something.
if I get every job, one of them has to put me on.
Yeah.
It's
One
like,
of them's
it's
gonna
like
pay.
it's like
But
how
see, this is what they don't tell you. Even though I got 3 jobs, still got no money. How does that work?
Rent.
How does that work?
Rent.
You don't have a full-time job.
How does that work?
It's
I'd assume probably the full-time job thing.
Yes, that's the goal. I'm trying to get a contract here, people. That's why I got 3.
Seeing as though we're talking about work, how about we all talk about anti-work? You guys follow any of this? Because it really came to...
What?
I follow the subreddit, but
What is anti-work?
Know what happened.
I thought we were talking about Activision Blizzard. I was confused.
Are we?
We can talk about that too.
I was talking about
what is this anti-work thing?
It's a subreddit that's basically like... It's very socialist.
Hold on.
Unemployment for all, not just the rich, is the tag.
Anti-work. A subreddit for all those who want to end work, are curious about ending work, want to get the most out of a work-free life, want more information on anti-work ideas, and want personal help with their job's work-related struggles.
It's libs who are also lazy.
That just sounds boring.
No, but it's basically just people like that are getting like tired of their job, like with like shitty bosses and stuff, and like they'll post like them like quitting and shit, like in like dramatic fashions. It's pretty like it's good because especially in America where they don't really have a lot of worker rights.
Yeah, they're wage cucks.
True.
No, there's much like feminism, fellas.
Ooh,
it's a very wide pool, but not.
All right, Joe Rogan.
Okay, fucking Christ.
I'm
No, it's an idea that has many different interpretations, but because it's become so popular and so big, it's more sort of like, I don't want to work anymore. Fuck working.
Oh, I mean, because it's on Reddit, and like Redditors are inherently the scum of the earth.
Redditors are fucking stupid, except for the ones that aren't. And I don't know. I just wanted to know if you guys had any thoughts on not working, because I sure do.
I feel like that would just be boring. Like I've had to sit at home for the past 7 days, and it's
so boring.
Like there's only so much you can do. Like so many games I can play, so much shit I can watch on TV before I'm like, I just want to go back to work. I just want to do something.
So much of the ball and chain you can take.
And Joseph, we're white collar now, so like, I think the minimum wage employees should probably be paid less, if you had to ask me.
Honestly, I'll be voting Liberal.
Hey, give me my money back.
Actually, I work for the government, so it's a very much the public service does.
Yeah, I want to thank
you
for the support you gave me while I was at home for 7 days.
No worries. I did. Was it the pandemic thing? Yeah.
Yeah,
I did
get like if you're positive and you're stuck at home and can't work, you get like a payment. And I was like,
is that Queensland government or is that like Australian government?
No, it's Centrelink.
Centrelink. It was through MyGov and everything, so it's pretty cool. I sent a text to Logan because him and I were in lockdown basically at the same time.
Yeah,
because we all pretty much got COVID in the recording studio, unfortunately. And
is that how you got it?
Well, it's like the post-recording kiss, like
essentially, yeah. Well, this is the thing. I don't know where it came from, but I definitely know it had to have come from one of two places: either while I was in Sydney or while I was in the studio.
Yeah, you were in Sydney for like 8 hours.
I was in Sydney for 12. I ended up being fucking nearly like 16 because my flight got delayed. Yeah, I was in Sydney because my half sister got married on the Saturday, and Saturday was day one of recording. So I was like, fuck, I really can't afford to be in Sydney for too long because we really have to try and record these tracks and get them done before, like, A, we can't reschedule them, and B, before shit hits the fan again. So I was kind of like cutting it close to not being able to go, and then things changed the week of the wedding, so I kind of could go, and I really wanted to be there to support my sister, so I was there, and pretty much the wedding was outside, and then the dinner was inside. And we're at the dinner, or like not dinner, it was more like lunch. We're at the lunch for like
afternoon tea,
4 or 5 hours. Yeah, it was at is it Seaside, Seaview down at Cronulla?
Seaview.
Oh, nice.
Right.
Yeah. Seaview, yeah,
the one on the corner.
Yeah, just by the water there.
Oh yeah, I think it's Seaview. I think maybe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah,
the one really good. It's on North
sea level.
Yeah, sea level.
Sea level. That's it. I know it had sea in it.
Yeah.
But that was awesome. But I was like,
fuck you, no, we got it before you said it in chat.
There was a lot of people at that restaurant, and I was like, if I'm gonna get it, it's here. And then my family was like, oh, we're gonna go back to our family friend's house and go hang out there because everything's wrapping up. You're welcome to come back. And they were saying that a few of the members felt sick, and I was like, I'm just gonna go wait at the airport. I like waited at the airport, which would have been 2 hours, ended up being 4 because the flight got delayed by like an hour.
Of course.
So then
Sydney Airport.
I could have gotten it there. On the Sunday, went into the recording studio. I was perfectly fine. I didn't have any contact tracing, didn't have anything. So I was like, okay, sweet.
When did you start feeling sick, though?
On the Tuesday.
Oh, so it literally could have been any of those days.
It could have been any day. It could have been any day because on the Sunday afternoon, Logan got a call from Emily, his girlfriend, that she was feeling crook. And I had some of the rat tests that I'd picked up like ages ago just to get ready for Sydney.
Hey, Caden, what does T stand for in rat?
Tests. Shut up.
Yeah, he had rapid antigen tests. Okay, leave him alone.
Test these nuts in your mouth, mate.
Yeah, I went to the automatic television machine to take some money to buy some rapid antigen tests.
That's why we don't do the podcast anymore.
Anyway, I gave him some of them. So then we found out that she tested positive on the Sunday night.
Well, okay, well then you got it from them then.
So I would have got. Well, I could have. I don't know. I've already could have had it on the Monday, and I could have just not been showing symptoms, and then I got sick on Tuesday because I recorded vocals on the Monday. I was perfectly fine, and then I went home and I was like, "Fuck, my voice is a bit scratchy, like my throat's scratchy." But I was like, I've just been screaming at a microphone for like hours.
Yeah.
And then on Tuesday, I was like, oh, like I'm still probably feeling it because it was a long day. And then my body started to like ache and I started sweating and I was like, I should do a test. And I did one. Yeah. And I was like, it's probably the most positive COVID test I've ever seen.
You did it.
You did it right,
by the way.
Glowing. That shit was glowing, man.
You did it wrong as well, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you did it rectally.
I didn't do it.
Like what you're not supposed to do.
How was I have done it wrong? I got the results.
I think you squirted it onto like the main thing instead of the little square.
You shouldn't be squirting.
Oh, did you? Okay, never mind.
I did it right.
Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, Christ.
Should be.
Fucking
Wait, we're talking about COVID again, guys. We fucked it.
Oh, my fuck.
I was actually talking about my day in Sydney and
yeah, he was.
Kind of failed on. Yeah. So, fuck.
Yeah.
What are airports like in this day and age?
Quiet as fuck.
It must be weird.
Like eerily quiet. Like no planes. Like fuck.
They're hiding.
Did you go to like Kingsford Smith, like Sydney?
Yeah, it was Sydney Airport and then it was Brisbane Airport. So it was two of the big.
Oh, that's right.
Did you fuck any flight attendants?
He has a girlfriend.
The question stands.
Wink one for yes. Wink twice for no.
What if I don't blink?
Threesome.
It's asexual.
Airports are fucking weird at the moment because, like, mind you, on the Saturday morning, I flew in at about like 5:30 in the morning.
Did you have a beer?
Not in the morning.
What the fuck? It's the airport. Time doesn't exist.
I didn't have time. I literally, as soon as I got there, I got on the plane. As soon as I got off, I had to go to the wedding. The wedding started at like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I got there at 8:30.
Fucking wedding starts at 8:30, 9 o'clock.
White people.
Who starts a wedding that early?
It was so early in the morning. It was 9 o'clock in the morning.
Well, did you go to like the house first, or was it like?
No, it was just straight to the ceremony. It was all in Cronulla. It was supposed to be at the National Park in Audley, but it started to rain that morning, so they switched it to what's the massive hotel that's in Cronulla there? Just behind the theatre that used to be there, across from Noldy's.
Macca's?
Is it Ridges?
Ridges. So I was at the Ridges, which was nice. Like, it was a makeshift ceremony. They just kind of wanted to get it out of the way. They really wanted to get married, and there were so many restrictions. They just wanted to do it before anything changed.
Yeah, fair enough.
So that's why it was so quick, because we only had like under a month's notice. So it was like, basically they're like, we're getting married and the ceremony's in a month. And we were like, oh, okay.
Okay.
I was like, I had gigs booked and I have recording booked and I can't change it.
Yeah, that's such a fucked up thing to do, especially when you know people are going to like have to travel to be like, drop everything.
Yeah, it was tricky, but it was worth it. Like, it was lucky enough that the gig on the Friday night that I was supposed to play got canned. And then, it was...
Would have been a bit of a rough morning.
Would have been a very rough morning.
Well, that's why you have the airport beer.
2 weddings and a funeral. It would have been maybe.
Airport beers are fucking expensive too. It was like
They are.
$13 for a schooner, which sucked.
But it tastes so much better.
It does. It honestly does. It was probably one of the
so-
best beers. I've
Remember
had
we
in a
went to
long
Melbourne
time.
and it's like 8 a.m. and we're going to the same time zone. We're like, well, we can't not have a beer.
Yeah, I felt like a beer was such a beers, and then we're literally on the plane, just like
Plane for less
one
than
in the
an hour.
toilet, one in the toilet, one out the toilet, one in the toilet, one out the toilet.
Fuck, I want to. We need to do like a proper boys trip again soon.
Can we?
Yeah, we
Well,
should.
I think we're trying to go to Brisbane, but I don't
to
think
Brisbane.
you guys.
Honestly,
wanna
I think you guys
come.
are-
when
for that
so
one.
Southbound can organise a.
Well, we're gonna do it in May, but we're doing it for the because we're doing it.
Oh no! Don't do it in May. Actually,
It's
don't
Magic
do it in
Round
Oh,
because we're going for the footy.
don't do it in May because I'm pretty sure we're touring in May.
Can you not do the
Fucking
13th to the
Christ,
15th?
you're
in
announcing
Sydney?
it on a public forum.
Yeah, we're touring in
That's
May. There you
Can
Surprise.
it not be the 13th and 15th?
go.
I-
I can tell you what.
If you're
dates
touring
it is.
in May, what
Can you?
are we saving the date for in February? Oh, I'm so excited.
Wait, what? Have I missed something?
It's only the first week of May, Jojo.
Oh, okay. So we'll probably be up the 2nd, so the 13th to the 16th, because that's
Come up the
the
second because we're still touring then, so we got Brisbane shows.
no, because it's the footy.
They're going to the footy.
It's
They
the-
actually like Joseph doesn't care about you. He's going to
No,
the footy.
we're going for the footy. We're going to see you.
The
But it's Magic Round. It's
true.
2 games Friday night, 3 games Saturday, 3 games Sunday.
So what? You're going up the 12th and the 13th?
No, so 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th. So get there Friday morning, which is the 13th, and then leaves Monday morning, 16th.
I have a gig on the 14th.
At
And
night?
That's our Brisbane show. Yeah.
Oh well, then we'll be there if it's.
We're
the
not in a
14th.
DM, by the way. This is the
No, that's
unofficial
cool.
official announcement.
Hey, this is how the sausage gets made.
Yeah.
I don't care.
This is how the
People can know.
sausage gets made.
We're touring. Whoop-de fucking do.
Yeah, no, 'cause-
Mike,
Kobe,
okay,
I'm not sure if you
want
know
it to
this.
be a fucking surprise.
Well, the point
I
of the
don't
Yeah,
know.
but
tour
you
is
don't
that you
know
tell
what the
people.
premise is. But you don't know what the premise is. You don't really understand it yet.
What is the
because-
premise? What is it? Fucking themed? Do we have to dress up as
Well,
Woody and
that's
Buzz?
the thing. They're not doing
Yes.
music. It's performance art.
Oh,
Gator's gonna
yeah,
eat
got
his
it.
own
Oh,
feces on stage.
Oh, it's
No,
like that scene from Always Sunny in Philadelphia where he dances for gayness.
The band's breaking up, but I don't tell anyone, and I just tour as Varum, and then I show
It's
up.
a
and
one-man
everyone's
show.
like, everyone's like, "Where the fuck is the rest of the band?" I'm like, "I am the band." And just begin to like butcher every original we've ever made.
You got like one of those things where like you play the drum with your foot and like you've got the accordion.
Oh,
and
it's
the
like
guitar at
it's
the
like
same
it's like a
time.
known sex offender Drake Bell in that one episode of Drake and Josh.
He did do that.
Yeah, he never thought that it'd be so simple, but he found a way. He found a way to jail.
Hollywood superstar Drake Bell.
Well, now I know why Josh Peck didn't invite him to his wedding. Remember that was like was controversial.
When you look
But
back, it does make sense.
But he
Makes sense.
also invited Jason Stamos.
Jason Demo.
Oh, is that the
Yeah, it was,
John
Full House?
Stamos.
it's Matt Damon.
Everywhere
Damon.
you are, everywhere you go.
So, Kobe,
well,
what have you
beside-
been up to?
Oh, what have I been? Oh fuck!
We only just got up to Kobe. It's 40 minutes into
Yeah,
this
well, we know you tried to
podcast.
dodge it by like palming it off to Kaden and starting the story. No, you're gonna
I
have
don't
to
want
give.
to. I don't want to talk about myself. It's cringe.
Yeah, well, fuck you.
Um,
You may do it.
You just
bitch.
talked about
So-
fucking Dungeons and Dragons. You might as well.
Yeah, you can't get
even
worse
really-
than that, you
You
fucking
hit me
loser.
cringe. You fucking loser, lonely shit. That was a bit rough.
Calm down now,
Yeah,
Joseph.
like I was joking, you kind of got a bit real there. Like, is there something you want to talk about?
Get angry.
Dungeons
So,
and
yeah.
Dragons killed my wife.
The other funny thing is, I kind of really want to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Fun, dude.
It's
I
so
do
fun.
too. You wanna do
Kobe,
like-
learn how to DM.
I am. I'm doing a homebrew world.
Kobe,
Okay,
learn
Like
how
I'm
to
writing
Chat,
one.
we're committing
So,
to it now. Sometime
What?
in the next decade, we might do a Slalt Cast
might.
D&D.
We're committing to it now. This may happen, but we
it'll be the
might
sa- it'll be
maybe
the same
play.
time as
Won't,
well.
but it
Dragon.
might.
It'll be the same time as Hoi 4.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'm also going to announce the release schedule for the podcast going forward is we only release when a Logos Vlogos comes out.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay,
We have to
that's
do an
fair.
episode whenever Logos drops.
fuck the pressure. Logan was like, "Fuck, I don't even know if I want to put this out anymore because I've been waiting so long." And we're
It
like,
was
"Just
so
do
good.
it." And then
It was that footage
soon
was
as he
back
does
from
it-
March.
it was
That
so
awesome.
long ago. It was from
Yeah,
when we
fuck.
first come down to Sydney.
Yeah,
It was fucked.
Now,
Well, not first
Caden-
come down. Like came down during quarantine.
yeah,
and shit.
March.
I don't want to call you out,
Do
but
it.
you had
A day
like
I
after.
didn't
a
even get to
liter and
speak
a
about what I
half
was
of
doing.
Well,
like,
I
you
finished
just
it.
yeah, you had a
No.
liter and a half left by the time everyone else was done.
I took my fucking time with that thing.
And it didn't make a
I don't
difference.
know why. I don't know why. I took so long with that thing because I got about halfway. Like we fucking chugged the Pepsi. We didn't finish the Pepsi, but we got halfway through. And I went hard on the Pepsi for some reason because I thought that was a smart idea. And then as soon as I got to the milk, I was like, oh.
This sounds like the most 14-year-old conversation. Like
But it was
before
like-
before you start drinking, but like still when you're in that
Yeah,
phase
you want to
of,
sound
like, wanting
hard,
to
but
do
like you
shit.
drank Coke and milk.
Yeah, like I went really hard on the Pepsi, and then come the milk, I
So
slowed
basically,
down.
like when we were doing that, right? The milk challenge, the liter milk challenge. We all started really strong, and then I hit like a wall, and I suffered for like half an hour. And as soon as I got my second win come through, I was like, "Yeah,
Like
I'm sweet."
Princess Diana.
I was sweet, and then
R.I.P.
everyone else had finished theirs by the time I come back. So I was like, "Fuck it, I got to finish it now." So as soon as I finished it, I just immediately died.
But when it just stops and then it just cuts to you like in the middle of the camera just throwing up was
Because-
so funny.
This
Halfway
when it comes to
through,
this,
I don't know. I don't know why, but for some reason I answer a phone call in the middle of all of this. I just walked off. I don't know who the fuck I'm talking to, but I'm like, I'm even watching this back now. Why
That's
the
such
fuck?
that's such a moment before disaster. Like once the frame before disaster shot that you were just on.
this
Look,
or
I
this
don't know what it
here
was
moments
for.
before disaster.
Yeah, just the
But it was like, as soon as I'd come back, I'd realize I'd just been like basically spewing behind everything, so I couldn't see anything. So I was like, fuck it, I'll walk in front. I finished it, and I walked in front, and I was like, barrel to the camera, just dying, losing my fucking guts. But Zane fucking trooped it. He smashed it first, nearly got to the end, and then spewed.
Is that the, I think that's the scene where he just
Yeah, I don't
Just
want
go
to
out.
play it because we're on Twitch. I don't know what the rules around vomit are, but just here's an
it
image
can't
for
be
you.
that
Chad.
bad. Just play it. Oh, yeah. And then you do that and
The
the
fucking
booger
snot
comes
rocket,
out.
bro.
Sorry for anyone who was eating while watching this.
Honestly, don't try it. Like,
Yeah.
do it for fun, but don't do it.
Yeah.
It fucking sucks.
I
I can't.
wouldn't even do it for fun, honestly. That
I
would
can't
never even
stomach-
cross my mind.
I can't stomach the thought of milk. It's
So,
just
Kobe,
Anyway, what I've been up to.
Anyway, back to Kobe.
Yeah, so I turned 22, and I the entire week I was shitting my brains out. It was
That's
pretty
true.
fun.
That was very funny.
I was I hate my job. Because I don't know.
That hasn't changed. It's same as before.
I don't know when the last, like the moment of time between the last time we recorded the podcast and
It was
now is a
August.
bit
It was
wonky.
mid-August.
Was it mid-August?
Yeah, I listened back to it.
Fuck.
It was funny because I was listening back to it. We had no idea that was going to be the last episode.
No.
Didn't we do it in like a minute later?
About
Pussy.
Next time on Woody's Roundup. That's it. They cancelled the show.
So Southbound released, and then Southbound released their first single.
fucking banger, might I ask?
Southbound
You
leader
may
still
ask.
single.
What do you?
Might I say?
Yeah.
Sorry, a fucking banger, might I say?
Yeah, it was pretty anticlimactic, and then
No, it was
our-
Pog. It's a shame that your release show got bumped because I was hyped.
Yeah, it's been knocked back a month.
Well, it's good because now
I
I
feel
can
like
come.
that could be good. Yeah, I feel like
It was good because it was a bit short notice, and
being as it may, I think you'll find, because what we noticed up here with the music industry was like, as soon as shows got bumped, especially big shows that people were keen for, it just meant people build more hype for it. It was only really like certain shows that once it got moved and then canned and then moved again, like people kind of lost interest.
yeah,
But I feel like for Sydney, you guys haven't had anything, and you just had a taste of it before it like got shut down again.
We were fully open. Like, and then it was about December, and then Paratits was like, well, let's get rid of masks. And everyone's like, you sure? And he's like, yeah. And so
and also women shouldn't be allowed to do whatever they want to their body. He slipped that underneath.
He also has like a no voting for, like, they can't vote, like, little, it's in there somewhere. If you got to
it's like when we're at a protest and we're like protesting one thing and another guy comes along and is like, yeah, and fuck, when we're like, hang on, we're not with that guy.
Whoa. It was my birthday that they did. It was the 15th that they took away all the, like, QR and
it was such a strange
less than
thing.
A week.
It was so dumb.
So
it was unnecessary.
weird.
It was so unnecessary. Like,
the government trying to say, see, we don't want to track you. We don't care.
And then they're like, sorry, we do.
Actually, I changed my mind.
Hold on.
It's like, yes, we may track you, but it doesn't. The QRs don't matter anymore because you check in, you get a notification that there's a COVID alert, nothing happens.
And then it spiraled to a point where it just became sensational numbers. And my brother is now an anti-mask person. And I don't know what to think about that.
Kill him.
He's an idiot.
No, don't say my brother's an idiot. He just gets his opinions from Joe Rogan and nowhere else. So, he might be a bit of an idiot, but I love him.
Fair enough.
My dad also hated a certain group of people. Does that mean he was a bad person?
This case alert is from when I was in an Uber with only Joseph.
Yeah, how did you... Well, I mustn't have been infectious because I was fine. I was literally fine Saturday night. I woke up Sunday, I felt like a bit... Because I was a bit tired. We got home like 2 o'clock in the morning or something. And then I was like 1. And then I went to Miranda, fine. I get home and I just start coughing. And then... Because I always like have like... sinus and stuff. I just thought I was coughing like that. Anyway, we're back onto COVID. Let's move past.
Sorry.
So we went go-karting the other day.
That was really fun, actually.
It was really fun. We were just there's at a place at the entertainment quarter in Sydney, like by Sydney.
Not Sydney Olympics.
No, I'm thinking Moore Park. That's cool. I knew it was something park and the SCG's there and the wires were all crossing.
And big park, little park.
No, you're just a fucking idiot.
No, and it was like electric go-karts. It was cool because electric vehicles.
It was cool, but they can control your car and your speed, and that was shit.
That was less than cool.
That was not like you'd be driving.
Dugan was pissed because he was like,
Dugan was pissed. So you're going around the track, right? And if someone's like gonna overtake you, but you're kind of blocking the road, there are people there that hold up a sign and say like allow overtaking. The entire second race, I was this far from Dugan's bumper, and every time we went past, the guys like holding up the sign, like let him pass, and Dugan's just like no. And the entire time, I was right behind him, and I tried to get around him, and it'd go wide. I'm like, you fucker.
Like you'd be on the track, your foot would be down, and then you'd feel your car slow, and you're like, "What the fuck?" And the best one, when I knew, I'm like, "Okay, the cars are actually different." I'm on the straight, foot to the floor, and then Blake literally just like flies past me like nothing.
Of course, it was Blake who ended up in the fucking fast car.
Of course,
fucking of course. Yeah. So
it is touched by the grace
Joseph,
of God and has always gotten anything he's ever wanted.
But Joseph, Dugan was in a car that was exactly the same as everybody.
I know.
Oh, they were all the exact same except for Blake and Nathan.
Yeah, Nathan's was like 4 seconds quick. But then, so Nathan went again like a week later.
Yeah, and he did like...
And then they were doing like 8 seconds quicker.
Yeah.
And we're like, what the fuck? So yeah, it was weird.
Got a bad day. The dude who was controlling all the cars was like, you know what? Fuck them kids. They can play in the slow lane.
But the chick that was controlling the music I was just gonna say she had good music taste, like they had Deftones. Then they had 1985 by what's the band?
1984.
Springsteen, Madonna, and Nirvana.
Bowling for Soup.
That's it. Vandy and music still on MTV. Not the original one, but it was the Bowling for Soup one.
Yeah,
that was good. Nice. It was good fun.
Yeah, no, it was like great music.
Oh, they played Big Time Rush. They played Big Time Rush. I was like screaming in my car.
I wish I could have seen that.
I was like, you can be my boyfriend. Like as I'm screaming, like going down a straight, like flipping the car.
I haven't been go-karting, I don't think, ever. Or I might have been once when I was really young.
It was like surprisingly affordable too.
I really want to go karting because I feel like it'd be really fun.
How much did we pay Noah?
For 3 sessions, it was like $100. Or it was less than it was $90.
That's right. Yeah. Well, that's not that affordable.
I mean, like for how expensive go karting can be, when it's like the petrol carts at a big track.
How long were you there for?
Session was 15 minutes, and we did 3 of those.
But we did
nearly an hour.
Well, we did 2 in a row, and then we had a break, and then we did another 15 at the end.
Yeah.
So 45 about an hour. Yeah, it would have been.
Yeah, you would have been there for about an hour. $90 for about an hour of go karting. It's kind of pretty good. It's okay.
Yeah, well, go karting is just expensive in general, but it was really fun. I enjoyed it.
That was my point. Like compared to like other go karting shit.
Yeah, because I've seen it cost like $120 a race.
Yeah, on the big boy tracks and that.
And it's and they were electric cars as well, so it's like, you guys were helping the environment.
Yeah, I felt Elon Musk caressing my face at every corner.
Yeah.
But as we're tearing up enough rubber that it's like just floating.
Yeah.
Bro, when I got home and I like looked at myself properly, I was like, holy shit, I'm covered.
My shorts were filthy.
My shorts, were covered in rubber.
I'm pretty sure I've ruined my shorts.
I mean, I put it in the wash and it was fine.
I just bought them as well. Fuck. Oh, I don't know. Picture.
And then speaking of electricity, have a look. Ready? Has anybody purchased any NFTs, some non-funny tokens?
No,
I don't understand them. They're just pictures, aren't they?
Okay, Joseph, let me picture this, okay?
All right, pitch me it.
Okay, so
Pitch me a 10.
some sweaty 26-year-old dude who got rich off crypto like 3 years ago. He votes right-wing now, okay? He wants more money. So what he does...
It's weird how money influences your political stance.
Yeah, it really does. So what he does now, right? Okay. He writes a bit of code to randomly generate 1,000 monkeys, and they look like shit, but there's 1,000 of them, and they're all different. Okay. And he goes to you and he goes, I can sell you one of the monkeys for $6,000, but you won't actually own the monkey. You'll own a link to the monkey. Are you in?
NFTs?
Yes, that's NFTs.
Is this NFTs? Hayden wasn't listening the entire time.
Nope.
Do you want the link to the monkey, Joseph? To the moon, diamond hands.
I don't. But why?
Can I screenshot the monkey and send it to my friends?
Yes, you can.
Yes.
And then can we all have the monkey?
Yes.
Yep. You can get the monkey.
Only you own the link to the monkey.
That's
but everybody else has the picture of the monkey. But you own the monkey.
Well, the link to the monkey.
The link to the monkey.
It's kind of like making a porn.
I don't think it's like that.
I don't know what. Can you elaborate?
I choose not to.
I believe the fifth. No, so yeah, basically NFTs, it's like digital ownership of assets, but people are using it to like sell digital art in quotes, which is just all of these like algorithmically generated, effectively trading cards that are selling for tens, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I feel like
but you don't actually own the
good.
art, you own the link to the art.
Yeah.
The thing is, I feel like this could be like really, really good, and this like could be potential for like a cool artist thing and like creativity thing, but it just isn't.
Yeah, no, it definitely could be. There's so much potential, like if like artists wanted to do like a limited time drop, or like
Just
a
like
limited
that's
drop.
Cool. But that's
like
cool,
artists and people actually finally.
Well, so there's a
paid
couple
for the work
problems.
they're
Like
doing.
first off, the actual like art that you're selling isn't tied to the NFT. It's it's like a link to the art. So if whatever like if OpenSea goes bankrupt in a couple years, all of the NFTs are worthless because they're just hosting the images on their site, and then those links go to nothing now.
Yeah, whoever owns the server, basically.
And then another kind of really bad thing about NFTs is it's like a family of five's energy for the entire year is like the creation of one NFT. So, yeah, not great for the environment either, unfortunately.
No.
And then the entire space is just full of scammers and grifters.
And the infrastructure and like crypto infrastructure isn't.
But you can have cool monkey.
But you can own a link to a monkey, so.
But you can own a link to a funny looking monkey.
And you get a hexagon picture on Twitter.
Yeah, that too. Did you see that?
I did see
Oh,
that.
yeah.
The president of the United States is now a hexagon.
I just saw that in like someone screenshotting it. I always see that like people are like, oh, you can't own this, and then people just screenshot it.
Yeah.
it's
My
always
favorite thing is like you see people like memes, and it's like biggest NFT heist, and it's just them, and it like each one gets like worse and worse
The
and worse.
best one
They
I've
just
seen,
agreed.
a dude had like a fucking DSi and it's
Yeah.
like NFT heist, and it was using the DS. It was like a thing saying like 3DS photos of them.
There was one, and a dude took like an old Game Boy Color, and it had like a camera attachment.
Yeah, the
on
Game
it.
Boy
It was,
camera.
like, massive NFT heist, and he was just going through like taking screenshots of fucking NFTs.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's so
I
scuffed.
love the internet. I hate the internet.
God, it's so
Well,
fantastic.
You know what makes me love and hate the internet? The Triple J Hottest 100.
Only Triple J can make Tame Impala win on a year he didn't release music.
Very true. That's
When
very
you
true.
when you said that, I was cracking.
yeah.
Like,
The
Dang,
Wiggles
not away
deserved
with
it, though.
the Wiggles, like, it would have
The
been good
Wiggles deserved
for
it.
It would've-
Kid Laroi
look,
to
I was-
win as an Indigenous
Yeah,
artist,
I was-
but it's the
exactly.
Wiggles bar. Like, he came second. It's good enough.
Yeah,
The
either
Wiggles.
of the top
And
two winning
also-
would have been good because it was two Australians, and if Kid Laroi won, like, yeah, like Justin Bieber, well, who cares? But it's like an Indigenous artist, which would have been awesome. But also, it's the fucking Wiggles.
Yeah.
Also,
Who doesn't want the
Wiggles
Wiggles?
wins pretty
you know,
much.
I would have voted for "Stay" by Kid Laroi, featuring Justin Bieber, if it didn't have featuring Justin Bieber in it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
But maybe that's what made the song.
Good bar.
I didn't.
When he
like.
said, "I'll be fucked up," I felt that.
I honestly did.
yeah.
Because at that time, I was fucked up.
Well, I hear it a lot while I'm at work, so I'm not very fucked up at
Well,
work.
I love it, but it's such a banger.
good
It's
song.
such
It's
a good
very
song.
catchy.
It's pretty vibe.
Every time I hear it, I was like,
Yeah, it's like the Weekend vibe, you know.
It's like a happy
I thought you
weekend.
meant like the actual, like, the guy of the weekend. I was
No,
like, I
it's-
don't think he
it's
releases
the week-
music.
yeah.
No, he
that,
means
the
the time
weekend.
from Saturday to Sunday, not including Friday night.
Exactly, as it should. We're not. I'm not discussing. We're not discussing that. Just
Fallback.
leave it.
Anyway, people complaining that the Wiggles didn't win obviously don't deserve
Well, they did
life.
win, so-
So are we wrapping up now?
No, we still got some time. I want to talk about. So, okay,
We've
Kobe.
got plenty of time.
Kobe, riddle me this. Okay, I take a milkshake.
No.
I put a shot of alcohol in it. That's a
No.
cocktail.
No.
It's a milkshake with alcohol.
It's a spiked milk.
Were you gonna wait?
Next.
Were you gonna talk about something, Dan, or did you just want to piss him off with that?
I wanted to piss him off, but if you want to bring up your thing.
Oh no! I was just gonna talk about So, like, you know, Triple J Hottest 100 used to be on Australia Day. Australia Day's Wednesday. Sort of, what's everyone's vibes with that? Because obviously, it's a very tricky time. Like,
I think
it's a public holiday, so I want to see my mates, but I also don't really want to celebrate it.
okay. Look, is Boma going to be there?
Yes,
I don't know.
I think so.
Absolutely.
If Boma's there, we have to tie him up and make him repent for the sins of Captain Cook.
Yeah.
That's true.
No,
See, I'll wear my Italian budgies just so like I don't look too like patriotic of.
Just take
You
it as a
would.
day off.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
well,
what's-
I think
what's
it's
your-
important,
what's-
like that we are even having this conversation and acknowledging like what it means in terms of like what that day really means to like the Indigenous peoples and stuff. Because obviously, it's not a good
day to
thing
be
that we're
celebrated.
celebrating. Yeah.
No,
It's not a day
Yeah.
to be celebrated.
Like I'm gonna celebrate just because it's a day off.
It's
in
a
the
day
middle of
off.
the week. Like
But
I'm
that's-
just.
That's sort of what it. That's sort of what every like holiday like that has become, though. Like I don't.
I think
Oh no,
I
like,
think-
no, Christmas and like Easter and still are still pretty
I
like
don't
not
give a
that.
shit
the
about
biggest.
Easter.
I think the biggest
Well,
thing
no,
was
you
like
don't,
it was a
everyone else
very
does.
blurred line between like, are you celebrating
Yeah.
Australia or are you celebrating because you get to drink piss with your mates?
on a day.
and-
yeah.
People were kind of like, I don't fucking care, and then
Well,
other people were like, no.
I think that's
It
the
was-
real
it-
thing. Like most people, when I think like your average Joe Blow Australian, when they're like, oh, talking about changing Australia Day, they're like,
No, they are
No.
not. No,
no,
they
I
are
think
not.
they're,
average Australian- the average
reactionarily
Australian
angry
voted for
at
Scott Morrison.
potentially losing the day where they get drunk and play cricket, and not so much the message.
No, there's
Nah, there's a lot of
No.
Australians that voted for
What-
Scott Morrison.
There is. You're right. He did win.
over half.
Well, no,
Yeah.
they didn't even vote for Scott, but they voted for Malcolm.
Malcolm
That's
Young.
right.
Yeah, actually,
No,
yeah, you're right.
They ended up voting for Scott.
Did he?
He
Has
had
he-
one-
have we
he's had one-
voted
he's
him
had
in?
one- Yeah, he had one election.
Yeah,
You
he
remember,
was. Yeah,
because remember
yeah,
everyone voted, like basically all the states were majority, like 51-49, like Labor. Then Queensland was like 60
And then he
Labor
went on
or
a
something,
holiday
60
because he
Liberal or
won.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he flicked a match and then went to Hawaii.
Well, we're not a
Well, it may as
conspiracy
well.
theory podcast.
But yeah, like I think look, even honestly, what I said that I'm drinking because I'm with friends, that's still a cop out. But like, that's a cop out. What I've just said, like, I'm justifying going out on that day. But
100%.
Any day celebrating a Western country mostly is always going to carry some sort of weight with it. Like, you can't necessarily have an Australia Day without debate, because Australia was founded on a lot of Indigenous people being fucking murdered, cultures just being erased. Like,
well, that's not every Western country. Like,
like in England, they celebrate the day that the Queen killed Princess Diana.
But even America, like the 4th of July, that's like, I wouldn't say that has any sort of racial tent.
Yeah, that day is like, no, they're our slaves now.
Yeah.
But like, it's still like, it's not as like, it's not the day that it was founded.
Well, they do have Christopher Columbus Day though.
The 4th of July was not
Columbus,
the Civil War.
Columbus Day more.
The 4th of July was not the Civil War.
Yeah, it was.
4th of July was the Revolutionary War when they free.
And it's the day that Will Smith fought the aliens.
Yeah. It is. Well, but then even
I just for independence from the aliens.
Like, I know, like, Italy has like the Republic Day, like when the day became a republic.
Gross.
Like, not all, like, that's not. Well, that's
I mean, like, the argument obviously
it
is
wasn't
like,
a colony.
We could change our day to like the Federation Day. Like,
but the issue is it's Jan 1st, and you don't want to lose a day. That's you're losing a public holiday.
But then you can't move it anywhere else, really, because it's just
May 8.
No, I refuse.
That's a cop out.
I refuse to celebrate if it's May 8.
They should put it on the May 4th and make it a double win for us and nerds.
Why don't they just make it like kind of like how, you know, Easter kind of just
moves,
changes? Just have it on
the first moon of February.
Easter changes because the Pope wills it.
That's not.
It changes because the moon moves.
Oh. So Jesus born one day, not other.
Well, Jesus was born on the 25th.
Well, he wasn't real.
You know, it's definitely.
Oh no, Easter's not.
Yeah, Easter's when he fucking died and came
Easter's
back.
Not the born one.
Yeah, fucking moron.
I think we should celebrate Good Friday because it was Pog. They killed him.
Is Good Friday a holiday?
Yes, it's public.
I celebrate.
Dan goes to the kebab shop and just he doesn't get chicken either. He gets only meat.
Not even pork to piss off his dad.
He doesn't. He refuses to eat fish and chicken because it's white meat.
Yeah, well, I was like, I only eat red meat.
It's a cop out.
God, I hate that tradition. I hate seafood in Lent.
I love seafood. Actually, I don't like fish. I like
good. I don't like
other seafood other than fish.
I don't like being forced to eat seafood. You know, when you go to a wedding, Kaden, you were at a wedding recently.
I was at
when
a
you go to a wedding and the catering is forced, and it's shit. You either get shit or you get something really good, but there's no in between.
It's usually not shit. Wedding food is always great.
Yeah, but it's stuff that you don't want.
Kobe wants the illusion.
I think he means like he's getting.
I
want
chicken nuggets and chips.
Kobe wants the option to go to the pub and order something other than the schnitzel, but he's only getting the schnitzel.
Exactly. No,
like a pub could be a set menu, but he likes the illusion of choice.
I'll get the salt and pepper squid because that's a little bit more fancy.
Salt and pepper squid. You know, you make me hungry. I don't have any fucking food in this house. I can't get out to go get food.
Salt and pepper squid is not fancy.
Well, you can like fancy it up.
Yeah, but it's more,
if it's in the shape of an octopus, it's fancy.
It's more fancy
when it's not
this palmy.
Yeah, when it's not the frozen calamari rings.
Yeah,
I do like it when it's like the octopus.
Yeah, because it's like I'm eating a living thing.
It is. It feels good when I bite into it.
I am 100% a cannibal. What?
Army?
All right, Army.
How did you get in here?
Yeah.
Oh man. Anyway, that was a good time. All in all, yeah, I think that Friday afternoons, the weekend.
It's not. Kobe,
the weekend.
Kobe, where can the kids find you?
They can find me.
I wanted to keep going.
Do you want to keep going? We can go long. Joseph, I'll be 100% honest. So here's a peek behind the curtain, guys. I sent last week just because I was bored. I was like, guys, do you want to fuck around and do an episode of the Slalt Cast? And Kobe and Caden both said yes. And Joseph didn't interact with it at all. And like going in, I just assumed that Joseph wouldn't be in because like he was when we were doing it, he was barely on it. And so I was like, okay, yeah, I'll set it all up. Like, we'll do Monday night. And then last night I mentioned to the boys, like, yeah, you guys still good for the podcast tomorrow? And I added just Kobe and Kaden, and Joseph goes, what the fuck? Am I not invited? I'm like, oh, you can come. And then today Joseph sent a topic in the chat, which he never did the entire year and a half that we were actually doing the podcast.
He only needs it when it's gone.
No, that's good. I'm having fun. I like.
I don't like this. This isn't Joseph. I can't want to go. To be
honest, is any of it being edited, or is it just going to be raw?
No, fuck it. It's raw.
You saying the N-word 5 minutes ago is still in.
Ooh.
Dick.
Now I have to go back and insert that clip.
I reckon we have a bit of a longer one. It's been a while.
Okay,
it's like in Harry Potter when Dumbledore takes the memory out of his head and puts it in the viewing fountain or whatever it's called.
Kaden, I have a bone to pick with you.
Pick my bone, mate.
We're starting. We have a Minecraft base together, and you haven't been contributing.
Look, you went out and you did a lot, and then I got really unbothered by it, so I just
unbothered. So
I couldn't be fucked.
Oh, you should log on the server, Kobe. I've left you a surprise.
I do kind of want to jump back on to see what's going on, but I also can't be fucked because I got into it and I was like keen to play, and then it just kind of. I was like, eh.
Minecraft was popping for a week, like it always is.
It's the same case every time, and
because
it's always
like you get diamonds, and then you finish. You know, it's just like.
And then
sex,
you're done playing Minecraft.
Yeah, it's like sex, I imagine.
It was just like everyone had been like to the end and gotten the elytra, and I was like, oh sweet, I got elytra. And I was like,
how do you think sex works?
You punch the tree. And then
I think it's like you so you get together with somebody, and then after 5 years you propose, and then you get married, and then 2 years after that you have a kid, and then 5 years after that you just become miserable, and the only thing that stimulates you anymore if you're not swingers is just like
nah, bro, we're Gen Z. You got to accelerate that timeline. Divide all of those times by half.
Well, that's my life.
You have the suicide for the man quite early on in that one as well.
Well, it depends. You know, I live to spite.
Are you spiting? Are you spiting yourself?
Don't we all?
Yeah, you're not spiting us. We're happy that you're living. I shouldn't have said that.
Oh, like, yeah,
you've showed our head.
Joseph is first on the note now. That's a terrible joke. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
I've showed my hand. I've played Pot of Greed.
Allows me to draw 3 additional cards.
It's 2.
I have all 5 heads of
It's 2 additional cards.
I'm sorry, they just like never explained it on the show, so I don't know what it does.
Oh, fucking this guy never owned a Yu-Gi-Oh card in his
should we talk about some nerd shit? I feel like there's a lot of nerd shit that's happened, and we
is anyone watching Book of Boba Fett?
Nerd off, okay? I just want to talk
actually,
about
hang on.
things
We did promise that we'd have a Joseph reaction to No Way Home. In when I did that one, when I spoke for all of you on that we're quitting the podcast thing. So Joseph, here you go. No Way Home.
Oh, No Way Home. All right. Are we spoiling it? Like, are we doing spoilers?
If you haven't seen it yet, chat. If you haven't seen the movie that's made over $1 billion in a pandemic, mute now.
I think it's been long enough. I say we talk about
Kobe
it now.
Will do the spider sign when we're done spoiling it.
We spoil all. Go Web, go.
Shazam. I thought I liked the movie. I thought the bits with all 3 Spider-Men were great, and with the villains. But I think the movie isn't good. But I still really like it, and I enjoyed it.
Aren't so bad.
From that point, like from the start of it, I was like,
"That's I remember like watching it. That's yours."
I love all the memes of it. But I thought the first half of the movie, like to that point, I was like, when I watched it the first, I'm like, oh, this is good. Like, this is. It was more of a lead up. I'm waiting for it.
It was cool seeing the villains all again for the first time, and like Jamie Foxx looks like Jamie Foxx now.
Yeah, I didn't like.
Hey, it's me, Flint Marco.
Is that actor still alive?
No,
I don't get it.
I don't know.
Thomas Hayden Church is still alive, but he couldn't make filming. He was doing something. It was scheduling conflicts because of the pandemic.
No shot. So he had anything better to do than the MCU. They just didn't call him.
He's in a lot of movies. And he does a lot of art. I don't think he does a lot of art house stuff now. Maybe. Anyway, I think up to that point, it like, I know this is gonna sound real fanboy and like real like, but I didn't like what they did with Doc Ock at the start. Like when I watched the second bit, I was like, this is
when he walked out and only said things he'd said before.
Well, that
Where's
and then
my
like
machine? The power
Well,
of the sun.
no, I liked that, but no, once like they like nerf him straight away. I'm like,
Well, they didn't nerf him. They like redeemed him.
but they put like, they have like the nano things so he can.
Yeah.
And they made it like a joke. Like they made it a joke, and I was like,
Well, I think the whole idea is a lot of it's story building because, like,
no, but it wasn't though. Like
it was necessary story building because you had like a character like Dr. Octavius who like was going mad because of the switch, like the chip, right? You had him who was inherently evil, and then you had other supervillains who was like morally right but bad.
Yeah, like Dr. Connors.
Morally wrong.
Like, why aren't we all just lizards?
So it's like they're kind of on the right track, but they're just not going.
Yeah, no, but I know. I just didn't like it. Not everything like. That's probably one of my biggest things with Marvel. Not everything needs to be a joke. Like you can have and I understand they're kids' films. I probably should preface that. I understand. Like I know they're not supposed to be.
Why am I kid that's always playing nice?
I know.
What the octopus man to fight the Spider-Man?
Yeah, I know. Like I'm saying that as like it's a man with octopus tentacle, like with metal tentacles.
Bruh, the joke, the most underrated line of the whole movie when Marissa Tomei's like saltwater or freshwater.
Because you're an octopus. And did that? I didn't feel anything from that death. That was like the weirdest death scene. It was too long.
Well, it was when she said the line. It was good.
But it was like 10 minutes
because they said
of
the line.
Yeah, it was a big build up, and it's like, why the fuck are you there?
It was. I didn't like that scene as she's dying.
I thought it was all right. I thought they did a good job at making it emotional. I think
I felt
it definitely dragged. You're inhuman. We know that.
No, but every time I see Uncle Ben,
we just know you don't cry at anything. That's fine.
No.
Nah, bro. Anyone who says they didn't tear up when fucking Andrew Garfield
you're emotionally
caught
unavailable 100% of the time, Joseph. It's fine.
Yeah,
and also Andrew Garfield, great. You don't need to cry at every sentence.
He's finally getting the respect he deserves. And
he's always been a good Spider-Man. His movies are garbage.
Spider-Man.
His movies are garbage. His movies are garbage.
Yeah, but so are Tobey Maguire's, and then Tobey Maguire's also bad.
And I like what Tom said, if we're being able to look at the chat, the fight scene in Happy's apartment, yeah, that was amazing. That was great. But then they had the weird death scene. It was like 20 minutes long of Marissa Tomei. She's up and she's okay. Oh, no, she's not. Great power, great responsibility dies. I'm just happy that now we're through all the Marvel shit, and we can make three actual Spider-Man movies.
They're not going to do that. You know they're not going to. But Tom's nailing it. They said that they got rid of Goblin's mask to let Willem Dafoe go. I think that was a fucking inspired choice. He was the best part of that movie.
100%. He was 100% the best part of that movie because Summer and I went and watched it together, and like I was like, fuck, he's a good actor. Before he switched, I was like, man, he's like playing the character really, really well and being like the crippled, creepy guy, and you don't know what's going on. And he was doing it really, really well. I was like, fuck, he's a really good actor. And then as soon as he switched and they start fighting, I was like, fuck me, he's a good actor, man. He's just nailed that bit.
Because he's a real actor, not some Marvel cunt.
But it was just like him of all people, like nailed that, and I think you really couldn't have had.
I think they all. I think like even like Alfred Molina, even Jamie Foxx was.
They all did really good.
It wasn't anything special though, to be fair. But like he wasn't bad.
Tell me this isn't the same guy. You guys can't see it, but the stream's seeing it. Boma
it's the same person.
And Willem Dafoe look identical.
It's the same person.
It's the same guy. Anyway,
can't be unseen anymore. It cannot be unseen.
Anyway, yeah, I liked it, but I didn't.
I liked all the references. I think it was like, if you look at it, I think it's one of those movies. I think it's one of those movies that is more fan service than a movie. Like, it had some good storytelling bits in, and it had some really, really key points. Like,
honestly, I think it was better than Endgame in terms of that. I think a balanced story better than Endgame. Because Endgame for me was, as someone who wasn't a fan, Endgame for me was...
Endgame was all earned because they set it all up properly over 20 movies. Like, It's not
No,
fan
but
service when it's earned.
And Endgame was like a payoff that
Yeah,
had been
exactly.
building for
Whereas
years.
this was
but
like,
that's-
oh yes, we have Spider-Man, and I think
This
I agree with
started-
you. The plot of
no,
this
not
movie was
this-
weak.
It was like exactly like it wasn't the biggest plot because you had the premise of it started as like let's get all the Spider-Man together and let's make it a movie. Like
Oh,
The
like it's
story
not
there-
a good movie. It's not.
the
It's
story there, I think it was good for what it was.
It's
I
a
don't
cool
think it should
movie.
be.
It's, I don't,
It's
like,
a- it's a-
I don't
it's a
think it should be
decent
held as like the greatest story writing in cinematic history because
Oh no,
it's a fucking
people
Marvel
are
movie.
putting this as like top 10 movie. Like I always see, like they're so
no,
stupid.
as
But that's
a
purely-
movie,
but
it's
that's
not good.
purely because
It's not
of-
even the best of Tom Holland's trilogy. Like Homecoming was a better movie from like a functional perspective.
Yeah, 100, no, I agree. Like
It's pure-
pacing
it's-
wise and things like
And like
that.
the
yeah.
reveal of Michael Keaton, like it was a better movie. It just didn't have 3 Spider-Mans in it. like
Oh,
Exactly. I
yeah.
think based off of that fact alone, everyone's like, "Holy fuck, this is the best movie ever!"
Well,
Like,
I think once you get to the bits with 3 Spider-Man, the movie like it feels a bit more focused and like better. Like it's
because
the
that was the payoff. That's all it's been leading to. That's the whole idea.
um
The entire movie was leading to that point. I think from fucking like the thing is like from the very start of it, as soon as you see Dr. Octavius, like all the villains from the other ones, that means maybe the Spider-Mans. And
well,
then,
that was from the trailer, like when they announced Alpha
exactly.
Molina
So
in the
even
movie.
before the movie had come out, everyone was waiting for that moment. So the people who had obviously written the movie and tried to build the story knew that that was the payoff. So the whole thing leading up to it was going to be up to that moment. And the fact that like the final battle scene is them all together, like that's the payoff. So I think you fucking cunt. I think for reference, Dan's just put up a photo of me looking eerily creepy back at the camera at some photo, I don't know where the fuck from, and then a screen clip from Mobius, the trailer.
Mobius,
Morbius.
Isn't it Morpheus? Oh, I thought it was Mobius.
bro, Caden's
Which
Jared
one?
Leto.
Which one?
Mission condoms
So,
like a Robbie.
Break me.
Anyway,
I like the movie for what it was. I think they had a lot of references to like other shit that you had to really.
There
pick up
were
on
a
it.
lot of references.
No, like if you knew the stories from the other Spider-Man and you like liked them and watched them so closely, you would have picked them up. I think that was the fun part.
no shit. Of course, it was that going to be that. Yeah.
But I think that was the fun part. That was the kind
Yeah.
of cool like characteristics of it. If you didn't have shit like that, if it was just like, hey, we're the 3 Spider-Men, look at us, and then that was it. It was kind
Yeah,
of
like
like,
it was
Well, that's
together enough, and like I think like the core cast of Zendaya and the guy who plays Jacob Battalion, who's
Jacob.
Ned. They were like
he's a pimp.
the 3 of them together were like the best that they've been in the whole trilogy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I reckon.
they're better actors now.
Yeah, I mean Zendaya was always
I
a good
reckon.
actor. The other 2 have just caught up.
Yeah.
My favorite bit
she was in
was
Shake It
when fucking what's his name? He's a really good lawyer.
Oh, Matt Murdock.
Daredevil?
Daredevil.
Matt
Charlie
Murdoch,
Cox?
that's it. Matt Murdock, Charlie Cox. My favorite bits was when he popped up because I knew he was in it, but I just didn't know why. And then as soon as you kind of see him at the start, and like he catches the brick and he's like, "I'm just a really good lawyer." I was like,
He is a pretty
Lawrence, your opinion
"I
is
miss
wrong.
him. I miss him."
Yeah, Laws. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah, no, I was very
I haven't
excited
seen
when
it, and
Daredevil.
I'm disagreeing with you.
Dune's phenomenal.
So yeah, Doom. But what really you can't really, what can you talk about? Well, visually, it was spectacular in sound design.
Yeah,
Like,
and the
you can't
story
really
was
talk about
the story was exactly like the book.
Don't
so
spoil it,
really
I haven't
good.
seen it.
Yeah,
What are we
saying that.
talking about?
Dune.
Dune, I haven't seen it. Shut up.
Oscar
Shut up.
Isaac's
I
just a
don't
good fucking actor, dude.
Shut up. I have
There's-
an erection. Shut up.
There's not
I haven't
really.
seen it. I actually
We're
really want
just-
to. watch it.
We're not going to
You
spoil
can't
it.
spoil anything. You can't spoil anything.
Timothy Chalamet is a good actor. Oscar Isaac's a good actor. Who played Lady Jessica?
Oh, Rebecca
Sarah
Ferguson.
Jessica
Rebecca
Parker.
Ferguson. She was phenomenal.
June dragged on. It really didn't.
It didn't. You're wrong. It was
The
like
pacing was so good.
yes, it
was
was like
like
you're on the edge of your
interesting
seat the whole
points.
time.
Bro, were you anxious? I was constantly anxious. the
I knew it was
entire
gonna
movie.
happen, and I was like on edge. Danny Villeneuve is like great with that. Like we've talked about Prisoners on the
Oh,
podcast
Prisoners,
before.
I watched that recently. That's fantastic.
It is, dude.
the one with Paul Dano.
Hugh Jackman
Yeah.
nearly kills Kobe.
Yo,
I was watching it like a child, like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Like I've finally seen Kobe with Hugh Jackman.
Have you guys seen Matrix or Ghostbusters?
Nope.
no, I haven't seen either. Are they any good?
Ghostbusters was good. It was like a fun reboot. I think it was like the best you could make that what they were trying to do with that Ghostbusters, and it was really respectful to
What's
like
the son?
Harold
It's the son.
Ramis's legacy, as well as like the legacy of the franchise.
It's
Unlike
original
the one
director's
with
son.
the women.
Yeah, it
in
is. I forget his name, but that was really good. And then I liked the new Matrix. It was a very obvious fuck you to like the studios for making them make the sequel, or for making like Lana was like, fine, I'll do it, but it's not going to be. It was bad on purpose, I think. I think the whole movie is like a commentary on like just because it's like oh, we'll put in every single trope that you like from this thing, and we're going to do things that sound cool on paper, but like when it's uninspired, it's not going to be good. It was like a commentary on like Marvel culture and everything. So there was some really like what will, if I described the moments to you, that would sound like cool things that happened in a Matrix movie that fell flat. But I feel like that was the intention of Lana Wachowski.
Okay.
I don't know. I still liked it.
I was interested, but I also I do really enjoy the original Matrix movies. I think they're pretty fun. I don't necessarily want to go in and just ruin it for myself.
I don't think it would ruin it for you.
It takes a Game of Thrones level ruining to ruin an entire series.
Look, some people have said that it ruined the Matrix for them. I'm the same boat as you. I like the Matrix. I even like the sequels. Like, I appreciate they're not good movies, but I like the sequels. I like this one.
I don't think I ever watched the sequels. I watched the first one. I don't even remember it.
You're gonna watch the Reloaded, the second one, and realize that you'd seen way more of that movie than you expected. Because I rewatched them all recently. I was like, holy fuck! So much of what I remember of the Matrix is from like Matrix Reloaded. Yeah.
Anyway. You don't realize how much of that movie lands, but like there's some really cool parts in some of the sequels. Like
that doesn't make them good movies, though. Like,
it does make them good movies, but they're still really interesting to watch. Like, they're definitely worth a watch.
Like where they get with the machine wars and everything in the third movie is awesome.
They have the giant fucking war with all they have all the machines fight, and then is it what's the fucking actor's name? Big dude when he jumps on the chain gun and starts fighting them all.
Is it Lawrence Fishburne? Doesn't he?
Is it Lawrence Fishburne?
He's Morpheus.
He doesn't like trans people, isn't it? Like, he's transphobic. That's why.
No,
he wasn't
his daughter was
in a porno. I've seen it.
Is that why he wasn't in it? I thought like he was like Morpheus. The canon of Matrix is fucking insane because like the Animatrix is all canon, and then the Matrix MMO is canon as well.
Yeah, the game, the PS2 game.
So how Morpheus dies it's the Matrix MMO. He gets killed by a mysterious assassin who turns out to be a bunch of flies wearing a mask and a trench coat. That is canon. How Morpheus dies in the Matrix.
Nice.
You know, when I read that they respected the canon of like whatever they put out after 3, I was like, that's mad respect. Like, just having this character be dead off screen for 99% of viewers. It's pretty.
Star Wars Legends, RIP. You
guys aren't watching Boba, are you?
I haven't started.
I haven't seen it. I really
haven't started.
It's interesting, but I'm really liking it. Okay, I'm going to give you here's the reason to watch it. It's slow paced, but I think it's still good.
But I've heard more like character issues.
I disagree. I feel like it makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Based on where we saw Boba Fett in The Mandalorian, everything that's happening makes sense.
Okay, yeah, because what I was people like complain, but then I'm like, well, he
wasn't a character.
That's what I'm saying. Who was
before or after?
He wasn't a character.
Both. That's the fun part. Half the show's flashbacks.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He wasn't a character. He was a random.
He looked cool. It was toys.
With 2 lines.
Yeah. But no, the basic like premise for the show is like half of it is told in flashbacks of right after he escapes the Sarlacc pit, and then the other half is leading on from where we saw him at the end of Mando season 2, where he killed
the fat guy.
Bib Fortuna.
Yep.
He killed Bib Fortuna and takes over like the Jabba's palace. So it's cool. I like it.
Boba Fett is cool, but they made him such a weak little...
He's not a weak cuck. He kicks so... Go back and watch season 1 of Mandalorian. That's a weak little...
I was going to point out how he dies in Return of the Jedi.
He falls in a hole.
He doesn't die cool. He falls in a hole.
By a blind guy.
But
how he gets out of the hole is really cool. It's funny. I'm sure you guys have seen it on TikTok.
I haven't. I haven't seen anything.
There's like a clip from Parks. Well, you've watched Parks. You know when Patton Oswalt is like pans down
Pan
to the
down.
side like that.
I literally watched it the other day.
It's shot for shot
Hand reaches
exactly how
out.
Patton Oswalt described it.
Oh, that's funny. Isn't he a writer on it or something? Or
Yep.
Oh, that's funny. What was I going to say? The Batman. That's what I want to talk about.
Oh,
Well,
how
not talk
good's
about.
the
Say,
theme?
I haven't heard it.
It's so good.
Is it on the newest trailer?
No, they just dropped the,
No,
like,
no,
the
they
6-minute
dropped the
song
theme.
on YouTube.
I'm pretty sure they dropped the under the something in the way as well. That the trailer version.
I'm sure they
From
did.
the first
I'm
one.
gonna listen to it now. What is it? Batman: The Dark Knight.
It's
Michael
like 6
Giacchino,
minutes.
the Batman, it's Water Tower. It's
And
6
I'm
minutes.
I'm not the biggest fan. Like a lot of his soundtracks that he's
Really?
like,
He's made so many. He's made
He's
more
made a lot, but they're
soundtracks
not
than you
like-
think.
But no, I was looking at them. I'm like, none of them are like.
It's half of the
memorable.
iconic Pixar soundtracks to him. He made
Yeah,
the
but-
music in Spider-Man No Way Home. That's one you like.
There's no what music is in it.
When it goes.
They play the Danny Elfman theme.
Yeah, he did that.
He did the Danny Elfman theme.
No, he played it. He pressed play.
And he had his phone.
It's like, guys, I cooked up this shit.
Yeah, but when I'm looking, like, they don't look. I was looking like they don't movies that I don't recall having like
There's some,
incredible
like,
sound. John Carter was pretty good actually.
Yeah, and then like Incredibles, Ratatouille, like all like iconic
Oh, some
soundtracks.
of them.
He did like half of modern Star Wars, which you could like the music was good for those at least.
Not really.
Yes, it was. He did the Matt Reeves ape movies, the monkey movies.
Yeah, I did.
Monkey
They're pretty good. I didn't do the last two. So
Yeah,
Dawn
I didn't, he
and
didn't do
Rise.
James Franco.
Yeah, that's well. We don't talk about James anymore.
Is he cancelled?
I don't know what he did.
Stream Dreamland.
Shut up!
I was reading it.
I'm doing a bit. Shut up.
No one's gonna watch this.
I'm not watching it. Not moving on it.
Have we reached that point?
Oh, were we gonna talk about my topic or just leave
Do you
it?
want to? I'm so impressed that you brought up a topic, and I do have like commentary we can use on it. So do you want to introduce it, Joseph?
Okay. Well, look. Can you send me the link again because I don't have it.
Fuck's sake! I knew it was too good to be true.
Well, no, I was on my phone at work.
I just sent it in Messenger, which is where it is anyway. But
Yeah. Oh, did I send? Oh, I did. Oh, that would have made more sense. I wouldn't sense. Well, basically, it's a university in America, and you're using an ad blocker. Fuck off, news.com. And one second.
basically, what they did is they outlined a bunch of terms that like shouldn't be used anymore.
There's like problematic. So it's like
So in the
racist,
covers, racist,
ageist,
sexist.
or homophobic. So I don't understand. So there's a couple of words that, on their own, like when you read it, like it's there. Obviously, the article's there for clicks and to make you react. So like it starts with like, oh, words such as grandfather, housekeeping, minority, ninja, lame. But then like it's probably because like obviously you have like the grandfather clause and like things like that, like why black people couldn't vote at the time.
The grandfather specifically, it's further down in the article it breaks it out and it's like don't use gendered phrases. So things like manpower, man hours, man in the middle. I
think at a point you.
But it's for some things it's easy. Like instead of man hours, you can just say work hours, and it's easy. It means the same thing.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. I think when you can change it, but like grandfather, understand where they're going with it, and things like language such as no can do and spirit animal.
Spirit animal, I feel is fair enough.
Spirit animal is a bit of a fine line.
Well, it's like a religious thing for the Native American people.
Native American.
Oh, okay. See, again, like not seeing it through probably the eyes of.
Well, like there was also. This is old news, but there was a thing like with how we just there was I forget what the specific context was, but it was in audio production there is terminology like master and slave.
I was going to bring that up. We just went through
the
exact same thing in programming.
Exactly.
GitHub changed it so it defaults instead of being like the master branch, now it's the main branch.
Yeah, or like the master bedroom. It's like.
Oh, I did not. you like all those things you don't think about.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
Yeah,
you don't think about it.
You don't think
because
about it.
Yeah, and it's at what point does stuff like that has kind of lost its meaning? Like if you weren't thinking about it in
Well,
that context.
But there are
Lame.
some things that are so easy to just not say it, like you may as
Yeah,
well.
because over time they just have changed meaning, but at that same time you can, use that train of thought to talk about anything. So it's
I think
mainly on a
probably what
person
they-
by person basis that you have to talk about language, Like
Well, I feel like
there
they're
are things
yeah.
that you say to mates that maybe you wouldn't say out in public. Not terrible things, of course, unless you're Joseph, but like it's just sort of that language thing, or if the idea of pronouns as well becoming an increasingly like larger topic. It's like, I'm still necessarily going to just sort of think in binary terms until somebody says, "Hey, I'm not a he or she," and then it's like, "Oh, well, okay, then that's
It's
my
like
language. That's my language for you."
I
Sort of thing.
essentially have had that happen in a workplace for me, where like one of the guys that I work with, well, fuck, I've done it already.
One of the people.
One of the people that as you can tell, I'm new to this. But one of the people I work with has come out as gender fluid. Great. Happy for him. It has nothing to do with me, really, so I don't really have a say on it, nor do I need to. But I still, on occasion, just out of like you common tongue.
Yeah, you have to
knowledge,
like rewire 20 years
Still-
of like training
yeah,
to
you
not misgender
still-
people. Yeah.
You're still going through like I'm like, hey dude or bro, or like I'm like, and
or even
I'm
mate, like,
lucky
hey,
enough,
mate, like
I'm lucky enough that they're pretty sweet with it. Like we've had conversations and they're just like, look, I don't give a shit. Like I know it's just me, it's my thing. It's not really anything that I want everyone else to know.
it's a very hard cultural reset. That
It
Yeah,
is.
it is.
not all of a
So,
sudden, but
like,
this sort of push now all of a sudden in terms of
I'm lucky enough that they're just like pretty casual about it. Like sometimes when I slip up and I'm like, oh, hey, bro, like, yeah, sweet dude. Like, even though it's just common tongue, they don't care. But
to be
they're
fair, like I would say that like sometimes I say like bro or like dude to like a girl.
they're still the same. It's more when I'm being like really specific, like he
Hey,
is
penis
like this,
haver.
or, like
Oh jeez.
hey, big man.
Yeah.
No, like it's just like when referring to things, like still using like those
Yeah,
common.
when you're speaking to them, it's different, but when you're speaking about them, that's when you have to.
That's when it's tricky.
I think
yeah.
I think you try to be
when you
more
have to
careful when you're
be-
speaking about them rather than
Yeah,
like,
so that's where it becomes
yeah.
tricky. That's where I'm like for example, how I just
You
fucking
slipped
started
up.
it.
Yeah.
How I'm just like, it's just my brain is just immediately wired like that for years and years.
But like the important
And-
part, like if you were slipping up and you weren't even trying to not to, that's one thing. But like you are actively trying.
actively
I'm-
the other way, like
Exactly, like I said, like I have nothing against it, so I'm more than happy to respect them and what they want and do that. It's just sometimes I'm going to slip up. I'm going to say it on accident. That's just
I
how
was
I'm
like-
used to it.
in the article as well that so preferred pronouns, that word is problematic, which because the term preferred suggests that a person's pronoun is optional.
I mean, this article is
Which
obviously very
that's, like-
sensationalized. To
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it is.
But
But
like,
it's a good
the question I
conversation.
was going to ask was like, at what point do you think it's not too far? Because I don't want to sound like I'm trying to, like.
well, I mean, like at what point are you? We know what you're trying to say, and
what point is it almost becoming like you're becoming sort of you're making words racist that. Like
Well,
grandfather,
no,
like
it's-
really,
it's-
who thinks of the word grandfather as the grandfather clause? Maybe I'm seeing that as through an Australian
Yeah,
perspective.
It's about
Maybe it's a
perspective.
bigger thing back in over there.
Language
think
is
it
a
could
big
be-
thing with perspective. There's, for some, there's words that aren't. For some, there's just mundane shit that just sets them off because of their perspective,
I
And
think
it's just when
Sorry, I
you're
don't mean to
thinking
cut
of
out.
things from like that, like a uniquely American perspective, which like social politics is like 90% Americanized
Yeah.
anyway. Like there's always going to be shit like that. But
I'll give. Can I give a quick example? Sorry, Dan. I'll just
There you go. Yeah.
for like in sort of in relation to what Cody was saying, like it'd be. I think for us, it'd be like if we banned WOG, and they would look like Americans would look like, oh, what does that mean? Like that doesn't make a difference. Well, because like obviously they don't have that slang. They don't have that racist slang term
specific
for Italians and Greeks and things like that. Whereas they called them, I think, like their word similar is WOP. What?
No, FOB. Isn't it FOB?
No, it's FOB's here as well. But I think it refers to different peoples. I think.
Yeah.
Then we do. I think they have WOP, which is without papers, because a lot of people came over without paper, without like immigration papers.
Well, another thing is that I'm probably wrong, but I'm fairly certain like people from the Middle East in the UK are called Asian. Is that? I feel like that's wrong. Actually,
well, that's true, but they are Asian.
That's geographically correct. Yeah,
that's
geographic. Yeah, but like you wouldn't think of somebody from the Middle East calling them Asian. You'd usually call them
Middle Eastern. But even still, like why you pick something better to call someone than their race?
Well, of course, but it's just
the Asians on a race though. It's a geographic location, which is like worse.
But
no, I think you guys have like nailed it. Like the social context is important, and as long as you're trying to be better, and like if you get called on saying something and someone's like, "Hey, that's like offensive," don't say that. As long as you don't go, "Oh no, go fuck yourself! Don't take my words away," and you take it on, and you're like, "Okay, I'm gonna try to fuck that up next."
But do you think banning though is?
Well, I don't think that they were banning. If you read the article, the uni was advising against certain language.
Well, that's pretty like. Oh well, it's similar.
At what point does it go too far? At what point can I not say
freedom of speech
anymore?
Freedom of speech. Yeah. But like, do you think like ban saying that? Because I feel like at that point you're gonna have, you're gonna have those people that are gonna be like
actively against it.
Well, because now it's like they wouldn't have said it before, but they're gonna say it now.
Yeah, now it's an act of defiance.
Yeah, but then that's just people
it's like the vaccine
being willfully dickhead. Like that's
it's the same thing with the vaccine that people didn't want to like just because the government said no, like. They're like, no, I'm
and you instantly see where those people, like who those people are. It's like, at that point, if you can't just like silently like hate it, but just outwardly accept it, it's like whatever. There are things that I think that are bad, but socially in like the greater context, what does my dumb fuck opinion matter to what it actually
means? That's the thing. It's like these people who are like anti-mask, anti-vax. It's like they're just trying to assert a sense of self-importance. Like feel like that they know better than the common
doctors that go to medical school for how many years to become like those kind of people, like the vaccines and things like that.
Yeah, because I think but I think like if you distill it down, as long as you're trying to be a better person, like people like institutions could go and they could ban words, and it's well within their rights because it's private property, and if they say you're not allowed to speak like this on their property, that's fine. Like they're within their rights to do that. It may be a bit extreme, it may not be, but
well, don't you ever get like when you start cleaning your room, and then your mum will tell you like clean your room.
Like, fucking hell, mess it up more.
It's like I kind of. It's like you've ruined. It's like you've ruined.
Literally, I got a text from my mum saying, "Hey, get the bins." I was already thinking when this ends, I'm gonna go do the bins, and now.
But now you don't want
furious.
to. So like you can kind of
another hour.
No, I've got work tomorrow. I need to go to bed.
Another two.
You can kind of understand, not kind of understand, because the difference is what we're doing is not.
Yeah, it is like a spite not taking out the bins versus disrespecting billions of people.
Well, it was like when Miss Fensom, I don't know, fuck it, the teacher would always, I'd be like maybe starting to do my maths homework. She'd be like, Joseph, you better do your maths homework, and I'm like, no. Close it.
I don't think I will.
I don't think I will.
I don't think I will.
And she won in the end because I didn't go to uni.
Hey, you went. You dropped out real quick, but you went.
I went. I can write that down.
And on the topic of going, it's time for us to go. So, Kobe, where can the kids find you and what you're doing?
Good friends, goodbye.
Well, okay, you can find me you can find me on Instagram at _55kebby55_. If you'd like your music mixed, DM me.
Hey, do it.
Fuck you.
Joseph, where can the
wanna
people
do it.
find you?
You can find me at JojoF1999 or via Garibaldi. Haven't really done a lot of that
Yeah, when are you
recently.
making us
but-
pizza again?
Well, I'll get my new oven soon. It's been picked up. It's, it was supposed to come in
When you were making
July.
it 6 months ago.
Right. Literally, so it came to us, just so quick side before we finish, it came in September into Australia, which is still 3 months
Oh, has it just been at the
later than it
port?
should have. It was in a port in China, and then issues happened there, whatever. But then every week was just a new excuse. I was like, oh, the gas certification isn't correct. It's like, what do you mean? You've had the fucking this long to do it. You didn't think of it. Oh, now the stand needs gas certification. What does the stand need gas certificate? Oh, the whole warehouse has COVID. Everyone's off. Blah, blah, blah. Everyone's dead. The whole world's dead. And then it's like, okay, now it's coming. It's like, come on.
So, Caden, where can
What a
everybody
shit.
find you?
You just catch me on my band. Check us out on all your platforms. Band's called Verum, VERUM. You can check us out on Instagram at Verum_band.
Oh, yeah. And
Thank
you can
you.
find me at DanielF737 on Twitter and Instagram, or twitch.tv/NinjaChicken737. And I'm also currently appearing on the season of Redacted Podcast. It's a D&D podcast with a Destiny twist, so search that up wherever you get your podcasts.
Nerd.
You can find the Slalt Cast at Slalt Cast on all of the socials. That's Instagram, Twitter,
That we don't
Facebook.
use.
And you can also follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/SlaltCast, where we
That
record
we
the
don't
podcast
use.
live every other Wednesday.
Before
Before posting it to our YouTube channel, the Slalt Cast.
This
We
is
will-
a Monday.
No. We will be back.
Saying Wednesday every
No,
time.
because that was the old
We
outro.
forget
That
it
was
was
the old. No, I know it's.
Did you have a
the
script for
joke.
the old outro?
No, I remember it. Anyway, we'll be
Fucking
back the
nerd.
next time there's a logos. Until next time.
Logan,
Catch
add
you
some more
soon.
footage and we'll do another one.
Dreamland.